Welcome back to Melodic Memories of a Light's Monarch. I'm Casey, and I want to start the episode off very quickly just by giving some clarification to something I mentioned in my last episode, specifically the TX2 Black Veil Brides song, The End of Us. Originally, I thought the entire band was a part of it because, listen to the song, you'll kind of assume, like, oh yeah, the rest of the band of Black Veil is doing the instrumentation, because it very much sounds like CC or Jake or Jinx, violin and everything, the orchestra, all that, the choir sounds and whatnot. But turns out I was completely wrong. I didn't watch the music video, but I have since, and might I say, amazing music video if you guys get a chance and liked the song just by the single, or if you haven't even heard it yet, go check out the music video. It is very cool, and I'm very excited for this upcoming album from TX2, which, mind you, is called The End of Us, which drops on February 13th of 2026, so an album that's coming next year. But the single itself, the song The End of Us with Black Veil, I was wrong. It's actually says it's with Black Veil, but that's just, I guess, because of legal reasons. It is just with Andy Bierzak, Andy Black. And the clarification that I got was actually from Chris, so shout out to you, Chris. Thank you so much for the clarification on this. He left a comment on the last episode saying, FYI, only Andy features on the song. The rest of BVB were not involved in the recording of the song or in the music video. I believe that TX2 titled the feature as featuring Black Veil Brides because of potential legal issues that using Andy Black might have brought. P.S. Thank you for the incredible support that you give to BVB. Their next album is their best album. Awesome to hear again, once again, saying that Black Veil's next album is supposedly their best, and I will guarantee that I could think you're right in saying that. Obviously, you've probably already heard it, Chris, which, extremely jealous, but hey, I can wait, I can be patient. Not saying you've heard the whole thing, but I'm sure you've heard bits and pieces, just being Andy's dad and whatnot. But thank you again for the clarification, and I understand the legal issues. I know that Andy Black is technically an artist of Universal, and I know Black Veil is with Spine Farm. I don't know the whole legality stuff of it, the legal issues that might occur. I'm not going to pretend to know. I just wanted to put it out there, say, hey, I made a mistake. It wasn't with the whole band, it was just Andy. But regardless, amazing. And also, even more impressive, might I add, to TX2 and their band. Like, I know Evan is the singer, but the rest of the artists in the band of TX2, good on you. Congratulations, hats off, round of applause. Like, I wouldn't have expected that from them. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I know that I haven't heard all of their music, but the music that I have heard of theirs, they've never been that instrumentally, like, graceful. I don't know how else to put it, but I was in shock when I found out from Chris here saying as such. So thank you again. And I'm very excited for Black Veil's next album because I do believe it very well could be their best, if it is so that it is supposed to be the most Black Veil Brides album we've ever heard. So that alone makes me excited. But I'm going to not ramble the entire time. This is only the beginning of the episode and the first thing that I really wanted to touch upon. And to kind of move past that, still with BVB though, their newest episode of Who Cares About Black Veil Brides just finally dropped. It actually dropped, I believe, on Friday. And I just got to watching it just today. I know, I'm a little bit late, but it was a busy weekend. A lot of Christmas shopping and kind of, dealing with the snow around here, which I will talk about towards the end. But Black Veil Brides. Oh my God. This newest episode, episode 4, Depression, is what it was subtitled as. I can understand why. The episode kind of showcases the very moments leading up to and right after the performance at Wembley. Obviously, we have more to come. There is another episode that is going to be airing, I believe, on Andy's birthday, if I'm not mistaken. Which, how fitting, how much more fitting can it truly be for the last episode to come out that day? Pretty much a Christmas gift to all of us and a birthday gift to Andy for such a big moment in which their Wembley headlining show was, and honestly is for their career. So The episode itself of the documentary focused pretty much on, as I said, the moments leading up to them getting on stage and just showing that these guys, they are human. They deal with these same kind of insecurities and worries that we all would as regular people. Like, day to day, Andy and Black Veil, they play show after show after show whenever they're on tour. They tour the world. They've done this many, many times, and yet they still got nervous for this Wembley show. And yes, it might be because it is the big Wembley show that they were like building up to, a big moment in their career. And it shows in this episode that they are human. Andy himself deals with him, the physical pain of singing and how he feels like he might just be ruining it, or that he's not giving his best performance and how he feels he should. And it's honestly really sad. I understand why it's called depression, because it's sad to see these band members kind of beating themselves up over little mistakes that they make, and sometimes little mistakes that even the audience doesn't catch, but yet they will always know. They are the performers, they are the artists, and they take their art so seriously. Well, I mean, this was touched on in the episode as well, where they take their art and music so seriously and building these worlds and making it feel right and come across proper in a live setting while performing and everything. And they kind of touched on how the thought of it is very silly. It's very silly to be such a perfectionist and have it, affect you in such a way when you don't pull it off properly or whatnot. And how at the end of the day, you are just getting in front of a crowd and singing. And how is that really that serious? And yet when you see fans in the crowd, and specifically they mentioned this lady that has a terminal illness and was able to be at the meet and greet and be there for the show, and it meant so much to her to be in the crowd and to be able to see those songs be played. And that is where it reminds you that, oh, this is very serious, even though people try to downplay it and constantly, especially with Black Veil Brides, shit on their artistry and shit on their work and what it means to people, when in reality it means a whole hell of a lot and is a very serious thing to so many people. And it is very serious as well to the band members. They are hard on themselves when it comes down to what they do. And it just goes to show how much of a perfectionist that they truly are as band members and as artists, as creators. And it is honestly very inspiring once again. I feel like a broken record when I'm talking about these documentary episodes, but it's true. They are completely inspiring. They give me a side of Black Veil that, yes, I've been able to see over the many years that I've been following them, of course, but to get this very intimate and completely uncut backstage kind of view, it's amazing. And to see again the humanization that they go through, that they're showing us, this human side of them. And I know that they've never been the kind of band to hide that fact that they are just, dudes in a band, but it's nice to see. And I hope that they were still happy, all things considered, with their performance at Wembley. I know I didn't really get to see any of it, unfortunately. And this is really my experience with the show, with this kind of documentary series. I know it was a huge moment for them. I'm very happy for them, but I hope that they themselves, as band members, are happy with that show as well. Because from the sounds of it, they weren't completely happy. And I know that, hindsight's 2020. I'm sure they're happy they did it. And of course, they're not retired. As Andy said at the very end of that episode, they're not retired. It's not the end. They're going to continue and probably play Wembley again. Like, at this point, they did it once. Why wouldn't they do it again? Maybe that will be a goal for them, to go back and do it even better somehow than they did the first time. And it's really, again, inspiring to see just the power and the hunger, the drive that they have to constantly prove everyone wrong. And obviously with Andy, he is the most himself and in the best headspace when he is creating, a true creative as he is. And I can't help but say, once again, Just absolutely inspiring. I'm very happy that we're getting this insight and being able to see these things from this band, a band that I adore, and see that they are just people at the end of the day. And I hope that everyone watching and listening to me is enjoying it as well. If you're a part of the Black Veil Brides Army, how are you enjoying this docuseries so far? Because for me personally, I've been really enjoying it. I'm excited for what I believe will be the last part. If it's not, awesome. I'm not really sure what else they can put into this unless if it's going to lead into something greater, past the Wembley show, maybe a new single or something, but I'm not going to, hold my breath on it. They're already giving us enough, and we know that we got a new album on the way next year, which again is like literally weeks away to 2026. Absolutely crazy and mind-blowing to think about that. I am in no way ready for that. But Black Veil Brides, knowing that we have something on the way from them, like for certain we have something on the way in terms of a full-length album, it makes me a little bit more ready and I guess okay to say goodbye to this year for all that it was, because this year has been amazing. And excuse me while I go off on a little bit of a tangent. This year for me personally has been crazy. I know I kind of touched on it a few episodes ago, and this whole year, I mean, if you've been listening this whole year, thank you, first and foremost. And when it comes to everything that I've got planned next year, I don't really know exactly what is going to come next year, but I'm going to keep on doing my best to be the best version of myself and continue experiencing things, going to shows as much as I can, reasonably after the wild year that I had last year, or this year rather, since the year isn't quite over yet. It's going to be awesome. And with Black Veil on the way, like I said, it makes me feel a little more ready to leave this year behind and just look forward to what's to come. And I guess it's just that kind of comfort, the solace they bring me within my life with their music and their art. And I mean, within that time, we've got Christmas and everything to come before then. And obviously, we don't know when the album's going to come quite yet. I imagine it'll be sometime middle of the year, maybe, if they're going to start with singles and stuff. We've already heard a bit of it, though. Like, of the album, we've got Bleeders, we've got Hallelujah. We'll probably get another single with the album announcement, which will probably be the next one. Don't know if we'll get any more after that. Hopefully not too much, because again, I like having my album like unheard, like if I could have a perfect world, I would want it to be like, hey, here's one single, maybe two, and when the album drops, here's a third one with a video or something, and go ham on the album, right? But obviously I'm not the band. I don't get to make those decisions. I'm not their label. I'm not the artists themselves. Whatever they do, I'm excited, and it is Black Veil Brides. How much more excited could I truly be? Because their music means the world to me, and to know that we're getting more, and as Chris has said, and Andy has said, and the rest of the band, for that matter, has said, it is supposed to be the most Black Veil Brides album ever, if that makes any sense. The most pure to form of them. Enough said. Very, very, very excited. Now, Black Veil Brides, their documentary, it was amazing. Part 4, go watch it if you haven't. It is on their YouTube channel. And speaking of documentaries, another one just came out, and I don't know if anyone who watched the Black Veil one will technically or necessarily watch this one, because Taylor Swift, they're kind of vastly different, very different kinds of music, 110%, but Taylor Swift released her documentary on Disney Plus, the Eras Tour documentary. Part 1 and 2 are out now. I haven't watched them quite yet myself, so I'm not going to go super in detail because I don't exactly know what happens in them or what she says. I was supposed to watch them with my friend Montana, but unfortunately, we both got really busy. Didn't happen. It is what it is. We'll watch it. It's on Disney Plus. But that came out, as well as the actual Swift Coover performance. The show that I was at, or at least one of 3 of the last shows that I was at, also got uploaded to Disney Plus as the final show. And people are able to watch that. If you're a Taylor Swift fan, I imagine you already have, because Swifties are crazy, and I mean that in the best of ways, because I understand. I might not be as much of a Swiftie myself anymore because of what The Life of a Showgirl was, and how I didn't connect with it at all, and how I truly believe it was a falling from grace kind of sentiment. It didn't leave me with much hope. I can still respect Taylor Swift to an extent, but she does need to gain some of that back a little bit, just for me personally. I'm not saying for anyone else, and I'm not trying to throw her under the bus and say anything shitty about her, because I have nothing shitty to say. It's just, with this past album, I'm not the most excited for what's next. I'm excited for this documentary series and the Eras Tour to rewatch it and relive it, since I was there. But when it comes to Taylor Swift and the future of her, I'm not sure. But I am excited to go into this documentary and really see what was going on behind the scenes, because we don't fully know. I know that at the start of the Eras Tour, she was heartbroken, just kind of dead inside. Probably didn't believe or even fathom how much the Eras Tour could become what it was and what it had become towards the end of it. And I'm not exactly sure when this documentary starts. I don't know if it's at the very beginning of the Eras Tour or if it was at that second leg portion after she met Travis. But we'll see. And for the Swifties out there that know, I'm sure you're kind of laughing at that if you're listening to this. And I hope you guys all enjoy it. And again, when it comes to the Black Veil documentary and Taylor Swift, let me know your thoughts at Lights Monarch on all socials, because I'd love to hear them. It's talking about music, it's talking about bands, artists specifically, and I mean, what's better than that, right? Aside from, obviously, live music. But Taylor Swift's documentary series, since it is now out, and the Swift Cougar performance, which she dropped for her birthday on December 13th, which also, wild fact to know, I didn't know this until it just passed, that she shares a birthday with Amy Lee, okay, of Evanescence, amazing, Evanescence, fuck yeah, Dick Van Dyke, who just turned 100, wild, and Tom DeLonge, just for the few. I don't know, there might be more for celebrities and whatnot, but those were the few that I seen, and I was like, wait, they were, what? They were all born on the same day? Excuse me? So I guess it's a day for talented people to be born. It's not the only day, of course. I mean, Andy's birthday was on December 26th, or is going to be on, rather. And I know that there's a lot of you listening that your birthday is probably pretty important too, because I bet you're pretty awesome. And all things considered, I think that's pretty great. But enough said on that. When it comes to Taylor Swift's documentary, Black Veil's documentary, a lot of things to kind of consume and go through for this holiday season when it comes to music. And a lot of artists have still been dropping music themselves. And I haven't been listening to anything in particular, but when it comes to Black Veil and Taylor Swift, I'm excited to see the ends of these documentaries. And for Amy Lee, I'm excited to see what Evanescence has planned, because the Game Awards, they just went and passed, and it wasn't exactly what I hoped for when it comes to the Game Awards, and the biggest highlight of the night for me personally was the Evanescence performance of their song Afterlife, which again was for the Devil May Cry anime that Netflix released this year. Season 2 coming, it was confirmed. I believe they confirmed it after the performance. And Amy Lee, Evanescence, holy shit, they killed it. Like, if you haven't seen the performance, I'm not going to say that it was up to the line, which happened last year at the Game Awards by 21 Pilots, but they did an amazing job performing live. And it sucks that the crowd wasn't into it. I get it. It's an award show, and they were all in seats, and it's for video games, so not everyone's going to go up absolutely ham, but like, come on, it's Evanescence. They're legends, okay? All that to say, though, the Game Awards itself, like, I was pretty happy with it. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, they won pretty much every award except for like one, and that was audio design, went to Battlefield 6, but Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, kind of did the sweep at the Game Awards, which was what I kind of expected. I've heard amazing things about it. I've only really experienced the music, though. Not all of it, because I don't want to spoil myself for the game itself. It is a game that I do actually want to play for the amazing things I've heard about it. And specifically, I seen the opening of the game because my buddy Logan, shout out to you, man, love ya. He was playing the game earlier this year, and I got to sit there for the opening, and I cried. I cried at the beginning of the game, and that was it. I walked away because I knew that that's a game I want to play one day. When I get the chance, I want to try that one out. So I hopefully within this next year, I can actually do so and talk a little bit more about it, especially since it was awarded so heavily. Now, I don't personally care too much for awards when it comes to music or video games or really anything. I don't believe that really warrants something as mattering, Like, I don't believe that gives something the reason to exist. Art stands on its own. It doesn't need to be awarded to be amazing or to resonate with somebody and feel amazing. And that's the beauty of art. Anyone can have a different experience with it. And for this, I believe it's something that I could have a very good experience with. The rest of the Game Awards, though, some cool things were announced. We got a little bit of a sneak peek at the new Lego game, which I personally am very excited for. Lego Batman. It comes out, I think, in May. I'm excited for that. Other than that, though, there's a few announcements here and there that were like absolutely hype, but nothing that I was really hoping for. We did not get any news about Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 4, still dead in the water. Very upsetting as a Kingdom Hearts fan. I love that series, and the music with it as well is amazing. I know I talk about music all the time. But Kingdom Hearts, with its amazing soundtrack, with its amazing story that I love to follow and have followed for most of my life, we still don't have any updates. And I know I don't really focus on video games too much on this podcast, but Kingdom Hearts is most certainly an exception as to where I was really hoping for something. I had the clown paint ready, and obviously I had to wear it because we got nothing. And at this point, is it really clown paint anymore, or are we just throwing on straitjackets? Because at this point, it feels like pure insanity. The last time we got an update about Kingdom Hearts, truly, like a true update, was back in 2022 for the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts as a franchise. That's when we got shown both Kingdom Hearts 4 for the very first time and the announcement of Missing Link. And for those that don't know, Missing Link was supposed to be a phone game, a mobile game, that ended up going missing. It got canceled, completely just, thrown to the wayside. I don't know if we'll ever see anything about that again. I would imagine we would. It was in development for a long time. And I don't believe that what the story was supposed to be, I don't know the details, but I know the vague, the story was supposed to be a sequel to Union Cross, which was prequel to the entire Kingdom Hearts lore, so very important to the canon of the story. That was completely canned, so I don't believe that we're never going to see that story again, maybe repurposed one day, but we still haven't heard anything about Kingdom Hearts, because when they canceled that game, Missing Link, and it actually went for real missing, we only got a screenshot as damage control of Kingdom Hearts 4 saying hey, it's still on the way. And it was very much damage control. The screenshot itself, as amazing as it was, the gameplay that they showed in a couple of the screenshots looked very undercooked, underbaked. And it's a little worrying for a game that's been in development for quite a long time now, which a lot of people are saying it should have been in development, at least for what people think, back in 2020. And it is now 2025, nearing 2026. And we still have not seen the game in motion. We've seen those screenshots, yes, but that only means so much. It actually means very little. And the fact that it was damage control, I don't know. At this point, it makes me think that we're just insane, sitting in our straitjackets at the insane asylum, being like, maybe next year, there's this date and this date, there should be shows on this, maybe it'll show up. It's crazy. I'm still going to be there for it. I still love Kingdom Hearts. I'm not giving up hope. I'll happily sit in my straitjacket, but I just kind of wanted to get real for a moment and say it's kind of upsetting as a Kingdom Hearts fan. And I know that we are not owed anything from Square Enix or Nomura or the Kingdom Hearts team, for that matter. But it would be lovely to hear something soon. So fingers crossed that we get something, anything soon. Whether or not that'll actually be, who knows? There is D23, which is a big Disney expo at the very end of 2026. That's probably where we'll see the next bit of Kingdom Hearts, if not earlier in the year, but I truly don't expect to see it until D23. So it looks like at this moment we have another year to wait. So Kingdom Hearts fans, if anyone is a Kingdom Hearts fan and listening to this, hold on, bear with me. May your heart be your guiding key, and just hold on. There might be hope by the end of the year. If it doesn't show up there, though, I mean, at this point, lose all hope and let them know, like, hey, it's over. Because they've really got to show it to us at some point soon. Because if they don't, just that blows. So even though the Game Awards itself was fun, I had a fun time watching it with the boys, it was a little bit of a letdown just in that aspect. Though, something that actually really shocked me to see randomly on social media, not in a bad way, but in a very good way, a very wholesome, heartwarming way. I need to say congrats, Josh Dun and Debby Dun. Congrats to the two of them, the drummer of 21 Pilots, yes. They welcomed to the world their baby girl, Felix Winter Dun. Amazing name, very heartwarming. I love the photos. If y'all haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on their socials. But I had to touch on it because it's a big moment for them as artists because they're taking a break from music now, 21 Pilots is. And Tyler Joseph, this singer, he already has had a few children of his own. And now that Josh is finally having kids, it's like a full circle moment. Like, Tyler Joseph even commented on the post saying, "You did it." Like, it's just very heartwarming and brotherly love. And I wanted to read out their posts that they made for their new baby girl because it really, really just made my heart feel warm and full. And Debbie Ryan, or Debby Dun, she went on to say, "We sat under the full moon, the cold supermoon, reminiscing on our life as a family of two, and told the child I was harboring that we were ready to become three. By midday, Felix was born under Christmas lights, with snow outside our bedroom window, right into her father's hands. He was an incredible teammate, and somehow didn't get pulled into the tub and drowned, and is taking such good care of his girls on the side of things. I was fortified by an incredible birth team and the strength and wisdom of some women who have supported me on this journey near and far. Her hair is made of silk, and her breath smells like vanilla ice cream, and every chirp, squeak, and whimper is music, and every time I look away and look back, she's gotten smaller somehow. I know too soon I'll look away and look back and she'll be bigger and bigger. Still, so for now, I'd like to spend my days trapped under the immovable 8 pounds of Felix Winter Dun. I've been a lot of things, but her home, a grow light, a portal to bring a new soul into the world. These are my greatest honors. Welcome to Earth, Lil Moonbeam. Love you forever." And Josh Dun, he went on to say, "A Moonbeam baby has arrived. She is a sweet baby girl, and I love her. Debbie labored and gave birth in our bedroom under a bright full moon and snow outside. Felix arrived right into my hands, the coolest thing I've ever witnessed. Debbie is unbelievable. I examined and announced to the room that Felix Winter Dun is a girl. I kind of thought she was a boy the whole time, but what a way to start off life already surprising me. There's not a single thing I'd ever change about her, except her diaper. She can do truly whatever she wants in life, but I've got some extra drumsticks and practice pads ready, just in case. I love you, Felix." And again, Tyler Joseph, he commented, "You did it." And that is something I had to share. Very heartwarming. It's something that I feel like not everybody, but a lot of people do aspire to become fathers, mothers, in whatever way that they can, a caregiver, right? And with them specifically, knowing the 21 Pilots and their journey, and Josh Dun for how good of a guy he is just in general. It just, I don't know, I can't help but like feel very warm and fuzzy inside when it comes to it. And congratulations, hats off to them. and I really hope that it brings nothing but joy with their new little bundle of joy. It's very lovely, and I had to touch on it because, hey, he's one of my favorite artists, so of course, since this happened, I had to say something. Now, to kind of move forward, Panic at the Disco, I wanted to mention them. They did upload a brand new 4K upgrade. Not brand new song, I had to tease you a little bit, but a brand new 4K upgraded video for But It's Better If You Do, which obviously there is more to come. January 23rd with the anniversary album that we're gonna get. Very excited for that, and I imagine we're probably gonna get a 4K upgrade of I Write Sins. It is another music video that they released at the time. Whether or not we're getting anything else, I don't really expect. Maybe a tour. I mean, that's still something that have been up in the air, have been on people's minds. People are wondering, hey, when's that tour happening, the anniversary tour? I mean, fingers crossed, we'll see what happens when we get to it. But also next year, we've got Supergirl. Supergirl is a brand new DC Studios movie. I'm looking forward to it because I did enjoy Superman, which is the first of this new DC universe, and then I believe we got Peacemaker Season 2. Have not watched that quite yet. I probably will before the Supergirl movie itself comes out. But with the new Supergirl movie, we got the first trailer, the teaser trailer they're saying. We finally got that, and might I say, I am looking forward to it. I'm not super crazy about the movie poster, only because they're making Supergirl look like a woman Star-Lord. Obviously, she has the Supergirl, outfit on, but she also has, over top of that, a trench coat with the same kind of, 80s headphones with, the orange cushion cups on them, It's cool. It's vibes for sure, cool vibes, but it very much reminds me, especially in some of the shots, which are identical, reminds me of Star-Lord. So, that was kind of my worry with James Gunn taking over the DC universe, and I really hope that doesn't have to be a worry with Supergirl. I don't want it to be Guardians of the Galaxy 4, I don't want that, and I don't think anyone else wants that either. But the trailer, for what it was, looks very cool. We got our first, slight glimpse of Lobo, which is very awesome. I love Lobo. Anyone that knows the comics from DC knows that he is a bounty hunter, and if he's going to be in the story of Supergirl and we're supposed to see Superman in Supergirl, makes me very excited that maybe the two of them will face off, and if not the two of them, then at least Supergirl and Lobo. Just very excited, all things considered. And I will say very excited with a grain of salt and say optimistically excited. Cautiously excited. Because I don't know. It is James Gunn. I respect him, but I also love the Snyderverse. I know, controversial. I'm not going to get into it. Not going to touch that right now. But I want to be happy. I want to be excited. And it looks like it should be pretty good. All that to say, though, the Oilers, the Edmonton Oilers, all of you know I am an Oilers fan, and I need to touch on this because it is a big move for the Edmonton Oilers. They traded Stuart Skinner. Yes, they also traded Brett Kulak for Spencer Stastny, who's just very good as well. They're kind of a fair trade on that end. But they traded Stuart Skinner, their goalie, for Tristan Jarry. Or Yari. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced. Tristan Jarry, though, is how I'm going to say it. They traded for that goalie in a draft pick, I believe. Or they traded one of their draft picks for the goalie, rather. Stu Skinner with draft pick and other player. Tristan Jarry and Spencer Stastny. That's what they got. Hopefully that makes sense and I'm not butchering this completely. Apologies. But big moves. Huge moves to trade a goalie that got them to the playoffs 2 times in a row and to a Stanley Cup final. Granted, yes, Stuart Skinner had his issues, and granted, yes, was probably time to say goodbye to the Oilers. Valid. But it's a little bit sad because they didn't say anything about it. It just kind of happened. And knowing how integral that the goalie is, kind of being consider it like a band where you got the goalie being the drummer, defenseman, or the bassists, right? Because they have to be in tandem. And then the singer would be the centerman, and then the two guitarists would be the forwards, right? That's kind of how I view it, anyways. Maybe no one has thought of that, or everyone has, and they just think I'm an idiot for saying it. Regardless, it's something big because they're changing out an integral member, and hopefully it's for the best. I know their first game against the Maple Leafs, they did win. We'll see what happens after that. They lost the next game against Montreal just because they I'm not sure. I never got to watch the game, but they didn't have the new goalie in net. They had Pickard, their backup. So we'll see. We'll see. Sports aside, though, because I know I don't talk about it very much. It's just something I had to mention. It's kind of been on my mind as an Oilers fan. And I just want good things for my team. And as it comes down to it, we are at the end of the year. And I know I mentioned this at the very beginning. It's been crazy snowy. It has snowed more than it has in the past 2 years, just in a couple weeks, and or maybe a week since last episode, since I got back from MGK, really. And it's been nuts dealing with the snow, might I tell you. I've been plowing through snowy roads up to my shin in my Juke, my Nissan Juke. It has been nuts, but all that to say, I love the snow, hate the cold, minus 30 can go away. I do not want it because that's kind of what it's been. Today's been a warmer day, but all that aside, it's almost Christmas. We are nearing the Christmas season. I mean, we're in the Christmas season, but we're nearing Christmas Day. And in saying so, we've only got 2 weeks left of the end of the year. At least I've got 2 weeks left with all of you. And for, the end of the year, the last episode of the year, I want to make that one special and give off my top 10 albums of the year, or releases of the year, rather. And I just kind of wanted to let everyone know that that's what they can expect, because there's been a lot that has come out this year. I'm not exactly sure what next episode will be, but the last episode of the year, for certain, will be a little bit of a Christmas one alongside ranking my top 10 releases. And I imagine anyone listening might be able to guess. And if you can, guess in the comments, because I would love to know what you think my number one album of the year, or release of the year even, would be. Let me know in the comments below. It's kind of not gonna lie, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's kind of right there in the pudding. But for those that don't know, I mean, give me your best bet and tell me what your favorite was, because I would love to know. Obviously, I'll ask in the said episode as well, but regardless, I'm excited and I just kind of wanted to share what is to come. And Christmas time, obviously, we are so close. I hope everyone's having an amazing Christmas season. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, because I know not all of you do, I hope whatever you are celebrating is going amazing. I hope you're able to spend this time with family and try to find the best in this whole season, because I know sometimes it can be very sad and very depressing, but no, there is always an outlet to reach out to. You're never alone, and if you can't find solace within the life around you, try to find solace within the music and the art, and be creative. It is something that not everyone gets the chance to do, and I know that this holiday season is hard. But just keep on pushing. You're almost to the end of the year, and you got this. And whoever needs to hear that, I hope heard that. But all that to say, I want to end this episode off on a very good note to say that Sleep Token has officially ranked higher than Taylor Swift on Billboard's year-end rock and alternative artists chart for 2025. Sleep Token landed at number 10, while Taylor Swift came in at number 14. And yes, you might be asking, why is Taylor Swift on the rock alternative chart? It's mostly because of her alternative songs, the more folky kind of ones, like From Folklore. Not sure what else is on that list. I didn't fully look at it myself, but Sleep Token is above her, and I would have to say, for the metal world, that is a win. But I hope everyone listening has an amazing holiday season. I'll be back next week with another episode, and thank you so much for listening, and most importantly, thank you for discovering the music within.